Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of What's for Dinner. Hope you're all doing well on this gloomy and wet, rainy Friday afternoon. It's just after 4 o'clock now. So anyway, hope you're all doing well. What do we have going on here today?
So I used Rosette's Mix, so you can find this stuff at rosettesmix.com on her website. This is the dough mix.
Yep.
So I just made it's almond flour, and it comes in a pack, and you add 4 cups of mozzarella cheese and 2 eggs. You melt the cheese down, add the eggs, and then add in the mix with your hands, kind of make it into a dough ball. And then I used half of it, and I cooked it for about 20 minutes. And then I pulled it out, and then I put toppings on there. So there's sausage, pepperoni, mushroom, and then the cheese.
And then the sausage we had left over from...
From Memorial Day, I did stuffed mushrooms. And when I was making this, my mouth watered, and I was like, oh, I want sausage on a pizza.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
That's what we did. We typically don't use her dough mix for pizza. We use it for biscuits and cinnamon rolls.
Yep.
So the cinnamon roll recipe is not on the back of her bag. It is on her website.
rosettesmix.com.
Yep.
And then what else do we have going on?
And then
here?
I just sauteed 2 fillets just to have some actual red meat.
Yep.
In case, and then if not, the kids work Thursday, Friday, Saturdays, and so they work late and they're always coming home hungry. So
Yeah, and just so you guys know, like red meat, like a steak, is the full amino acid profile. So
Yes.
you get a full, complete protein. You can't get that with with many foods, but
Right.
red meat for sure has the complete amino acid profile. So it's very important. And like Teresa was saying, I just want to kind of reiterate is if you look down here, this pizza is only, and this is like a large pizza. This is only a half a pack of the Rosette's Mix from her website that we ordered. So you really, for those of you on YouTube, you'll need to go to her website unless you're on Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah.
She's active on Facebook and Insta, but she's not on YouTube. So
yeah, so this is what I have left.
Yeah.
So by the time you flatten this out, this will make 6 or 8 biscuits or another pizza.
which we'll be having tomorrow, right?
Sunday.
Biscuits. Sunday. Yeah. And then we've got our toppings for them. So we'll put on the red pepper, garlic powder. My favorite, the Jane's Crazy Mixed Up Salt, and then Teresa's favorite is the Redmond's Real Salt. So, anyway, will any of this stuff you prepared for us tonight, this wonderful meal, will any of this cause our blood sugar and insulin to spike?
No, the only way you can increase your blood sugar, therefore your insulin, unless you're a type 1 diabetic, the only way is by eating sugar. Your body doesn't characterize sugar differently. If you eat ice cream cake, cookies, muffins, Milky Way, and Skittles, it spikes your sugar. If you eat sweet potato, mashed potato, a regular baked potato, rice, cereal, oatmeal, spikes your sugar. Your body doesn't know the difference between complex carbohydrates, simple glucose, candy, so-called vitamins and minerals from plant-based vegetables. It doesn't know the difference.
Yeah, and that's an important, it's important. Oh my gosh, I can't even think. Delineation, yeah. So because a lot of people that usually, a lot of your patients will think that they're eating okay when they're eating oatmeal and they're eating bagels, they're eating bread, things like that. Not that they're eating okay, but they don't think that has the same sort of sugar content that, like, say, a candy bar has or whatnot.
Right.
But what they don't understand is that the carbohydrates, as soon as they hit your mouth and they begin breaking down by the enzymes your body produces, become glucose.
Right.
And then your pancreas reacts to that by secreting insulin into your bloodstream. That way the insulin can respond to the glucose.
We all know when we're on a diet trying to lose fat that we're naughty if you eat Milky Way and Skittles and ice cream. We all know that. But the other part gets confusing, especially because the so-called experts, like nutritionists, will tell you complex carbohydrates break down slower. You don't know that, number one, unless you wear a glucose monitor on the back of your arm. And number two, depending on your metabolic flexibility or your metabolic health, you might be able to eat a sweet potato, your sugar goes up and it comes right back down. If you're a diabetic, your sugar is going to go up and up and up and up, and it can take a long time to even out, and then it can stay up here for a long time. I showed that CGM of that diabetic. It's probably been 5 weeks now, but she stayed at 250 for 2 hours before she came down. So
yeah, gotcha. Something else I think we forgot to mention here on the Rosette, going back to the Rosette's Mix and whatnot. So in this instance, we use the dough mix.
Yeah.
Which, it's actually like a you can make bagels out of it. You can make anything you want. But she also has a lot of dessert mixes, which the reason I'm bringing that up is that they're fantastic as those bridge things,
Right.
So if you're going to be, if you're new to keto or to low carb and you need something to kind of get you away from the carb adaptation and
Right.
get you fat adapted, these are fantastic bridges for that. Not that you can't have them, anytime
right.
you want, but it works really well to fill in those gaps when you're trying to make that change.
Yeah, or holidays, when you're just trying to come off the craving. So we don't really ever want you to replace one addiction for another. So you could replace, which I just did. I replaced my food addiction with berries because I had COVID right after Easter for 4 weeks and I was craving sugar. And I just started buying berries and suddenly I'm like, I think it might be 5 weeks that I've had berries every night.
Yeah.
So I just stopped that. So you can easily, if you're a food addict, replace one addiction for another.
Yeah.
So that's all we're saying. We love Rosette stuff. We're so thankful she has it.
Yeah.
But you probably don't want to make a dessert every single night.
Yeah.
Defeats the purpose. So.
Yeah. Keep it as a treat or keep it as one of those things, if you're going to be going out like a social event, like you said, Easter or, going to Christmas. I mean, you're going to be going to a big party. There's going to be a bunch of people with a bunch of cakes and ice creams and things like that. Like it's just pure temptation. So that helps.
Yeah.
So
anyway, and then what speaking of all this, it reminds me that sometimes I tell patients, if you're ever in the ER, even for a rash, something very benign like a rash, and you want to help out your provider, just tell them you're on keto or doing hormones. And they're going to be like, that's it.
Yep.
It's that keto.
Yep. It's going to kill you. You better get off of it.
So, I just remember there was a time when keto crotch was going around. Like, anything they can do to make you not eat appropriately for our human existence and to keep you healthy is what they're going to do. So unfortunately, you have to do your own research. I had a patient on Thursday. She was super mad. She said, I saw an before she can finish, endocrinologist. I do my, because
it's coming.
They bug me so bad. And she's like, exactly. And she said, she yelled at him and said, why are you being so unkind? I'm here for help. I feel terrible. I'm paying you. And you're being very unkind and not even offering me any solutions except to tell me my thyroid labs are normal. Meanwhile, 4 weeks ago, she got half her thyroid out. So your thyroid can't be normal if it's functioning on half, number one. So anyway, I'm going to get her fixed up. But I'm just saying, you guys watching our videos know more about nutrition than your providers do. I promise you that. We don't learn this in school.
Yeah, this gaslighting thing is especially in the medical side of things, is really, really bad. I just thought of this the other day. I was thinking about this on my walk. Do you remember back in when we were younger, used to go out and go to family events with big, huge Thanksgiving dinners?
Yeah.
During Thanksgiving, you would go there and there would be turkey, there would be all the stuffing and gravy and mashed potatoes and cranberry sauce and all that stuff. And then at some point, I remember back when I was in high school, somebody came out and was like, okay, the reason why everybody's so tired during Thanksgiving after you eat is because of the tryptophan in the chicken. So this is a perfect example of gaslighting. So the tryptophan in the chicken, maybe the turkey makes you tired.
Right.
But what they don't tell you, and what was really making you tired, was the giant insulin spike and then crash. Yes, after all that.
Or the pumpkin pie.
This is what we're dealing with. So you're hearing red meat is bad for you. You're hearing, the one thing during Thanksgiving you could eat that was okay for you to eat, the turkey, probably the only thing on the whole dinner table that was healthy was that. And they tell you the tryptophan in it was making you tired.
And to be transparent, you take tryptophan to sleep at night.
I do.
But you can't eat enough turkey.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Can you imagine? I would have to eat the whole bird in order to get enough tryptophan and to have a nap. Anyway.
But the medical gaslighting is a thing, and you guys don't deserve it.
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah,
cool.
But anything they can do to make you not be healthy is what their goal is. So know better, do better, but you can't do better if you don't know better. Now you do, so it's up to you to make some changes.
Sure do. Yep. All right. Well, we love you guys. If you guys have any questions or anything, shoot them our way. Tell us what you're having for dinner.
Yes.
And God bless you all, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.